Day one of March Madness in Peoria. Morgan Park hits the glass strong. Lionel Ingram, one of three Morgan Park Mustangs in double figures. The Public League champs move on to the semifinals where they take on the #1 team in the state, Thornwood. A big winner over Peoria Ridgewoods. Melvin Buckley helping out the big fella. Eddie Curry, 24 points. #1 Thornwood moves on to the semifinals. And a top of the morning to you from Peoria. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's St. Patty's Day, meeting March Madness here today in the state AA semifinals. Good morning and welcome to Carver Arena here in Peoria. I'm Lee Hall. It's a day for wearing the green. Morgan Park will be wearing the green here in the first semifinal of the morning. One of the four remaining teams, will be wearing the gold tonight when they hang state championship medals around their necks. In game one, it is Morgan Park, the Public League champs, against the #1 team in the state and maybe the #1 player in the country, Thornwood, and Eddie Curry. And Eddie had plenty of help in yesterday's quarterfinal game against Peoria Ridgewoods. Here for the call of today's game, Casey Kaler and Matt Taphorn. Guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, Lee. There's certainly a buzz in the arena this morning. People are looking for tickets. A big game as Morgan Park, their star, Quinnell Brown, the All-Stater, look to do what no team in Illinois has been able to do all season, and that's knock off All-Stater Eddie Curry and his Thornwood Thunderbirds. Good afternoon, or actually good morning again. I'm Casey Kaler along with my partner Matt Taphorn, and Matt, it's going to be a great game. Two All-Staters, Quinnell Brown leading Morgan Park, Eddie Curry leading Thornwood. Should be a great game.
It sure will be. This is the matchup that I think people are looking for. One of the challenges I think for Thornwood in this state tournament, the last 8 teams left, Morgan Park may be the toughest matchup for them.
All right, let's take a look at how these teams advance to this semifinals. First, we'll take a look at the #1 ranked team in Illinois, the Thornwood Thunderbirds. They knocked off Ridgewoods in a big way yesterday in the quarterfinals, 65-36. Eddie Curry leading the way, 24 points and 9 rebounds. You see their super sectional win over Lincoln Way and then sectional games against Brothers Rice and Thornridge. Now let's take a look at Morgan Park. As you can see, they advanced with their big win over Alton yesterday, knocking off the Redbirds 64-50. Quinnell Brown in that game, 16 points, 4 rebounds, and then their Public League championship victory over Crane. Also the big victory in the quarterfinals that sort of launched this drive, knocking off second-ranked Marshall. Taking a look at the key players, as we mentioned, 2 All-Staters in this game. You're going to get a look at both Quinnell Brown and Eddie Curry. First for the Thornwood Thunderbirds, Matt, Eddie Curry.
Yeah, what else can you say about Eddie Curry? He had some rim-rattling dunks yesterday against Peoria Ridgewoods. Inside, brought the crowd to their feet, really gave Peoria what they wanted to see. He's averaging about 22 points on the season, had 24 points yesterday. He was 6 out of 8 from the field, 12 for 14 from the free throw line, so he does have a nice touch from the line, 9 rebounds and 3 blocks. He's definitely a defensive presence as well.
Eddie Curry's the top gun for Thornwood, and Quinnell Brown is the top gun for Morgan Park. The All-Stater, All-Area Chicago, outstanding performer, strong inside and outside.
And Quinnell Brown really had somewhat of a quiet game yesterday. Had it not been for the 12 for 12 performance from the free throw line, only had 16 points, but only took 5 shots from the field. Had 4 rebounds to go along with 3 assists. They're really going to need to depend on him today to try to eat into some of that size advantage that Thornwood has with Eddie Curry.
So what do you see as being the keys of the game for Kevin Hayhurst's Thornwood Thunderbirds if they want to advance to the state championship game with the possibility of winning a state title?
Well, clearly they're going to have to need some balance, but they also need to keep it rolling. They've really stepped up to every challenge this year. They've had a target on their back throughout the entire season. That will definitely be the case here today. They need to keep Brown down. We talked about Quinnell Brown. They need to keep his performance down, somewhat like he had yesterday, not really getting him free. They need to play error-free basketball. Yesterday they had 18 turnovers, but only 1 of those came in the 4th quarter. They need that type of performance again today.
All right, we'll come back and take a look at the keys for Morgan Park. When you look at the keys for Quinnell Brown and that crew, what do they need to do here to advance to the state title?
Well, Big Bird, that's Jonathan Bird inside at 6'8". He needs to have a presence. Not much of a factor yesterday, but just to offset some of the size Eddie Curry has. They need to contain Buckley as well. Melvin Buckley is also a capable scorer here for Thornwood, and they need to get him under control. And they need to just do a better job of controlling the ball as well. Had too many turnovers yesterday as well.
All right, we're excited. We're looking forward to a great semifinal game. We'll see if Morgan Park can do what no team in Illinois has been able to do. That's knock off Thornwood. And we'll be back after these messages from your local station. Welcome back here to Carver Arena inside the Peoria Civic Center. You get a look at the records for the two teams in this first semifinal game this morning. And Paul Herzog, our public address announcer, standing by with the player introductions.
Association in the city of Peoria, welcome to America's original March Madness. Today's Class AA semifinal game in Carver Arena features the South Holland Thornwood Thunderbirds, a record of 31-1, and the Chicago Morgan Park Mustangs, a record of 25-6. At this time, we ask you to please stand and to honor America, address the flag with your hand over your heart, remove your caps as Andrea Johnson, a student at Marion High School, sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now let's meet the starting lineups for this semifinal contest. For South Holland Thornwood at a forward, a 6'6" junior, number 30, Melvin Buckley. For the Morgan Park Mustangs at forward, a 6'5" senior, 32, Linnell Ingram. The other forward for Thornwood, a 6'3" junior, 24, David Moss. The other forward for the Mustangs, a 6'6" senior, number 34, Quinnell Brown. At center for the Thunderbirds, a 6'11" senior, 52, Eddie Curry. At center for the Mustangs, a 6'8" senior, 55, Jonathan Bird. At a guard for Thornwood, a 5'10" senior, 24, Aubrey Connerly. At a guard for Morgan Park, a 6'2" senior, 15, Clarence Kelly. The other guard for the Thunderbirds, a 6'3" junior, number 32, Pierre Thomas. The other guard for the Mustangs, a 6'2" senior, number 21, O'Neal Carter. Head coach for South Holland Thornwood in his 6th season, where he has a record of 123-46, Kevin Hayhurst. Head coach for Morgan Park in his 17th season, where he has a record of 274-170, Herbert Ray. No other state in America can match the rich history tradition
for this first semifinal game. Let's check the starters again. On the front line, it's Buckley, Moss, and Curry. Connerly and Thomas in the backcourt for the #1 ranked Thornwood Thunderbirds, who have only been beaten once this season. That was by Tyson Chandler and Dominguez High School in Compton, California. Dominguez High School, I think is what I was trying to say, in Compton, California. One of the top teams in the country, and they beat them in a shootout down in St. Louis. Let's reset the starters here for Morgan Park. On the front line, Ingram, Brown, Bird, and in the backcourt, Kelly and Carter. But an interesting note, Thornwood starting David Moss in Steve Sawyer's spot. Sawyer's not dressed for violation of team rules. So the job for Thornwood in getting to the state title game becomes that much tougher, Matt, because Sawyer's had a pretty good game yesterday, 11 points in 21 minutes of work.
Yeah, both Moss and Sawyer's both average about 6 points a game, so you're not losing a whole lot there, but it does hurt you in terms of depth. They don't have as many guys to come off the bench, and against a team like Morgan Park, who is going to play up and down the floor, that may become an issue.
All right, we are set. Thornwood in their road blue, trimmed with gold and white. And Morgan Park in their white, trimmed with St. Patty's Day green and orange. And look at the Irish. Won't hurt their chances here today, so it'll be 6'8", Jonathan Bird in white. Jumping center against 6'11", 290 pounds of Eddie Curry. And we are underway. Curry wins the tip, but it's controlled by Quinnell Brown.
Good anticipation that time by Brown, noticing that Curry was looking at his offensive man to try to tip it to, and Brown just came back and stole it away.
This is Carter with the dribble. Comes over a screen set by Bird. Back to Bird, who needs to step up big. He did not play much of a factor in the quarterfinal victory over Alton yesterday. On the left side, turnover. We talked about it. Keys to the game. They had 18 turnovers yesterday.
Yeah, that's an unforced turnover. One that really not a lot of pressure on the ball. Just a little nervous jitters here to the first 30 seconds of the ball game. Threw that one away. Inbounding
Pierre Thomas for Thornwood. Connolly, their point guard, gets it in the hands now of Moss, who advances it to the big fella Eddie Curry on the baseline. Against Bird, muscles it up. Didn't get the shot to go, but he did draw the foul. So, as Eddie Curry goes to the line, let's check the map for the travel distance for Morgan Park and Thornwood. Almost identical. Two schools pretty close to each other there in the Chicagoland area. Two of the top teams all year long in the Chicagoland area, making the pilgrimage to Peoria as Eddie Curry goes to the line. We are just underway, 33 seconds gone here. No score in this game, and
there was a little confusion that time on the foul by the official. He called number 3. There's not a number 3 out there for Morgan Park, and Quinnell Brown was whistled for the first personal as Eddie Curry misses his first free throw after he was 12 out of 14 yesterday.
Yeah, Eddie Curry, pretty good free throw. He does not suffer from Shaq syndrome from the foul line. 64, make it 65% in the regular season. He hits 1 of 2 to put Thornwood on the board as it's 1-0 to start.
And he'll probably see the free throw line a few times today. It should be defense by committee by Morgan Park today.
Well, they try to get it inside to Quinnell Brown on the pass out front. And Kelly's pass a little too hot for Brown to handle and too high. Another turnover. And again, we talked about it. Morgan Park not doing a very good job of taking care of the basketball yesterday, needing a better job against the #1 ranked team, you would think, here this morning and early afternoon. Out front with it is Thomas. They go into the corner. Here's a 3 from Buckley, and he got it.
Buckley loves that baseline corner jump shot. He's tough from that range, 3-point range at about 6'6". Gets the ball over the defender.
40% from beyond the arc during the regular season. He was 67 of 169 stroking the tray. Here's a jump shot in the lane on the way in and out, no good by Bird. And on the scramble for the loose ball, we've got a whistle and a foul going on Ingram of Morgan Park. That'll be their second team foul, his first, and Thornwood will take over.
Yeah, things not starting very well for Morgan Park in this ball game. They're playing what looks to be like a 1-3-1 or a 1-2-2 zone defense that they put on yesterday. The problem is you got to get back and find Eddie Curry and Melvin Buckley in the corner.
This is Connolly holding on Carter. Hop step move, Buckley on the drive. He was hammered inside, and that's 2 quick fouls on Quinnell Brown. Mentioned keeping Brown down. Well, picking up 2 quick fouls, he may have to take a seat down on the bench.
Yeah, a couple of unfortunate fouls by Brown. That time he got off his feet. Buckley was going to the bucket. Good job of adjusting his shot and drew the foul, but Buckley's definitely more content to shoot the ball from the perimeter than drive to the basket.
Melvin Buckley has had a terrific season. 6'6" junior. As the wingman for Eddie Curry, he has been tough. Coming in averaging 13.5 points and 4.8 rebounds, but he missed a pair of free throws there. And Morgan Park looking for their first points of the morning here. Ingram, they work it around the perimeter. This is Kelly with it now. Carter out front on the penetration. Wild shot knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Thornwood basketball.
That wild shot was necessary because Eddie Curry was standing in the way. O'Neal Carter knew exactly who was standing in his way going to the bucket.
That's what you call altering a shot. Connolly gets it now to Thomas. Pierre Thomas killing the dribble. They swing it in the corner to Curry. On the spin, double clutch high off the glass and tipped into the hands of Kelly racing front court. A little collision between he and Connolly that they let go, and then Kelly lost the handle out of bounds. Connolly came up and checked him.
Well, and Kelly was looking out the corner of his eye there at Curry as he was driving through the basket as well.
As you can see, the tale of the two cities there, both coming from the Chicagoland area. Of course, Morgan Park, Chicago proper, and Thornwood from South Holland, both in Cook County, and both relatively large enrollments. Thornwood dominating the SIC East this year. So inbounding for Thornwood with our score, as you can see, still 4-0. Buckley comes in, gets it back on the point. Connolly faked Kelly by. Here's the top of the key three. And Brown's with the rebound, playing with 2 personal fouls. He'll bring it up himself on the drive, and it's blocked away by Eddie Curry.
Curry got a piece of that ball. That time Quinnell Brown was looking back. The official wanted to try to get a foul on Curry as he was taking it strong to the basket. Good job by Brown to take it right at the big fella.
Eddie Curry holding in the corner. Now to the point. Dancing with the dribble is Buckley. Connolly swings it baseline. This is Thomas taking it inside the lane, and he walked. Trying to gather his feet. He was caught right underneath the basket in trouble and walked with the ball, and we've got a timeout on the floor. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick. And by Midwest Dairy Association. On behalf of your local dairy farmers, the power of cheese.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Don't even think about it. Why do we always have to wait for the captain? Let's eat! The power of a cheese.
All right, there you get a look at the Thornwood Thunderbirds, the team's top-ranked team in the final AP poll, looking for a state title. They are on a roll, 27 in a row. That loss to Dominguez High School, Tyson Chandler and that crew, that happened way back on December 7th down in St. Louis in the KMOX shootout. So since then, they've been rocking and rolling, and no team in Illinois has been up to the challenge of stopping Eddie Curry this season, Matt.
Yeah, Chicago Marshall was one of the public league schools also that fell to Thornwood by 1 point in the holiday tournament down in Bloomington.
A shot by Bird wouldn't go down, and we've got a whistle and a foul coming up here. And the foul, they say, going on Moss of Thornwood. That is just their first team foul. Morgan Park's got 3. And again, Quinnell Brown, who has 2, is now posting up down low. This is Bird with a jumper on the lean. Wouldn't go down, but it kept alive by Brown. And now Kelly will fire baseline jumper, no good. Connolly steps in front and off to the races. They swing it right side to Thomas. Good ball movement around the perimeter by Thornwood here against that zone for Morgan Park. And there's a zone buster tray from Moss.
Yeah, Moss, again, the last-minute starter today for Thornwood. It's a big three to put them up 7-0.
Starting in place of Sawyers. And again, Moss a little better perimeter shooter felt by Kevin Hayhurst and Sawyers. And Morgan Park still 0 for the game.
And Jonathan Bird 0 for 4, the 6'8" center for Morgan Park, going against Eddie Curry inside.
He played just over 4 minutes here in this first quarter. Baseline now with it is Thomas. Out to Moss. This is Connerly again. Morgan Park playing that 2-1-2 zone. Right side is Thomas. There you can see the shooting stats. 0 for 7 now. Curry gets it back up strong. Bird challenged the shot. Well, Bird held his ground. He's given up about 100 pounds to Eddie Curry inside. Brown at 205, Curry at 290. Here's a jumper by Buckley, and he finds the bottom.
Those second chance opportunities can kill you, and that time Buckley made him pay for a great defensive effort that time by Jonathan Bird to challenge Eddie Curry inside.
9-0 run on the drive, challenging the shot. Goaltending's the call. The basket good to Carter, so with 2:53 left, Morgan Park gets their first hoop on the drive by Carter. Taking a look at the numbers for both teams coming in. Morgan Park averaging 57 points per game. Thornwood 66.
Morgan Park actually averaging 50 or 75 points a game.
You got that backwards,
yes.
don't we? Thank you for that, Matt.
It'd be hard to imagine they were 24-6, averaging 57 and giving up 57.
Baseline jumper. Well, right now they're in a world of hurt. They're down 9, 11-2.
And they're doing this pretty much without Eddie Curry, who's got 1 point and 1 rebound so far in the ball game.
Well, they have been impressive. They are showing right now that they are more than just Eddie Curry, although, let's be honest, Eddie Curry inside has blocked about 3 shots, altered about 2 others already here in the first quarter, as Morgan Park has just not been able to muster anything offensively. Finally, Carter's getting them going. He's got 4 quick ones, and it's 11-4 now.
The difference that time is O'Neal Carter pulled up from about 12 feet instead of from about 7 feet. When you get in that 8-foot circle around the basket, that's where you find Eddie Curry, and that time he pulled up short enough to get a shot off.
Out front, lob into the post, intended for Curry. Bird with a steal.
Thornwood's trying to press themselves offensively a little bit, trying to get the ball into Curry and force it inside.
Connerly is going to be whistled for the foul. That'll be his first. So that's team foul number 3 on the Thunderbirds. So both Thornwood and Morgan Park with 3 team fouls apiece. Buckley checks out, actually not Buckley.
Moss out.
Moss checking out. This is Bird with a jump hook in the lane over Curry. Wouldn't go. Nice rebound. Went out. Ingram.
No box out that time against Ingram. He followed up the shot by Bird again that was altered a little bit by Eddie Curry, but I'll give Bird some credit. He's really taking it to the big man.
Connerly out front with a dribble, being hounded by Kelly. Leaves it right wing. This is Buckley on the attack. Stripped of the ball inside. Quick hands by Kelly. Here's a 3-on-2. Brown looking for his first hoop. Had trouble with the handle. And now we'll slow it up.
Unfortunately, Morgan Park didn't take advantage of the fact that Eddie Curry was slow coming down the floor.
Carter on the drive, pumping some life into the Mustangs. He's got 6 quick ones here, and it's a 3-point game all of a sudden. And then we got a violation, inbounding the ball. I believe crossing the baseline was Jones, Chris Jones, Jr., who just checked in, making a costly mistake.
Thornwood thought they had a timeout, and he actually crossed the end line, thinking that the timeout was called, and the official called him for over the baseline out of bounds.
Chance to tie now with a 3. They go inside to Bird, working against Eddie Curry.
Walk.
And he did took too many steps as he collided. Curry got the big body on him, and it kind of threw Bird off balance.
I'll give Bird credit, though. He's not hesitating one bit inside. You know, the travel down on the block there, that's a typical call. You'll see guys shuffling their feet. But he's taking it right at Eddie Curry, trying to draw some fouls, but Curry's holding his ground.
You're right. Bird's going at him. He's given up 90 pounds.
Good steal there by O'Neal Carter.
Carter taking it in. Layup, no, but the rebound laid in nicely by a hustling Brown. His first 2 of the game, and it's a 1-point game.
Great steal there by O'Neal Carter, but Brown hustling down the floor to lay it back up and in.
8-0 run right now for Thornwood. It was 11-2. They've cut it to 11-10. Right side holding. Here is Thomas. This is Buckley. Forgot the basketball. And gets it back to Thomas. Pierre Thomas. Back out front to Jones. Patient offensively, looking to try to get it into the big guy, Eddie Curry, but haven't been able to do much of that here in this first quarter. Curry has yet to score from the field. Now they get it into Curry. This will be a two-hand rim-rocking jam. He said, oh yeah, take that one, little fella.
They better check that basket down there. I saw that thing lift up about 2 feet off the floor from behind.
Here's a shot at the buzzer, no good, and we end the first quarter. Eddie Curry and the Thornwood Thunderbirds on top of Morgan Park, 13-10. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.
Pounds. And the coach of the Marshall Commandos, Isidore Spin-Solario.
Welcome back here to Carver Arena inside the Peoria Civic Center. The IHSA celebrating 50 years of televising Illinois high school basketball. You saw a little clip there from Marshall. Their championship in 1958, the first public league championship, Spin-Solario. And we welcome you back here. And right now, as you can see, the Mustangs on a bit of a roll, as they have actually now won, counting yesterday's quarterfinal game, 9 in a row, and 11 of their last 13 games. On the baseline is Thomas. Ball turns over to the Mustangs as we welcome you back. Leading scorer in the first quarter for Morgan Park was Carter with 6, and Buckley leading Thornwood with 5. Just tuning in, Morgan Park played the first 5:07 of the first quarter without scoring. The first points coming at the 2:53 mark. They were down 9-0 and down 11-2, went on an 8-0 run to get back into it.
They have to feel pretty fortunate to be only down 3 the way they shot the ball early on.
Sure did. Shot by Carter wouldn't go, and then Bird's tip no good, and the Thunderbirds with the ball now. Skipping it into the front court. He'll get there eventually is Connolly. Left side to Jones. And this is Buckley.
Morgan Park playing more of a matchup man-to-man zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Defense.
They got a chaser. Ingram is chasing everything.
And Bird again inside, doing a great job fronting Eddie Curry on the post.
Exactly right. Trying to feed Curry, and Bird with a good steal. Right side now for Morgan Park. This kid can shoot the 3, and he hit it. Hawkins, he hasn't been hitting much of late, but on the season, Hawkins has been outstanding from three-point range. 39%, 51 of 131 from downtown. He's their leading three-point shooter.
And he was a couple of feet beyond the three-point line that time. Good confidence that time right off the bench, knocking down the big 3 to tie it at 13.
Holding on the right side now.
Bird again inside with the steal.
Thomas, well, he tipped it away, but getting it back. Curry with a little right-hand thunder.
Boy, Curry has such soft hands inside when the ball comes in there. He does a great job of corralling that ball on the entry pass.
Brown bringing it up the right sideline. Hand check by Jones, and Jones has whistled for the foul. So Morgan Park inbounding. That's team foul number 4 on Thornwood with 6:14 left here in the second quarter.
You know, one of the things that's impressed me most about Eddie Curry this weekend down here is just the the level play of emotions that he has throughout the ball game. He doesn't get too high or too low, doesn't get frustrated. You know, his intensity is held in check, and he does a great job inside, whereas other guys with his size might get a little frazzled in there with all the beating he takes.
You're absolutely right. I've been very impressed with him. I had a chance to sit down and talk to him midway through the season when he was at a shootout in Rockford. On the drive, Brown shot no good. There's Big Eddie Curry, got the rebound tipped to him from Buckley. But yeah, very level-headed kid. And at that time, he said, after signing the letter of intent to DePaul, he said, I'm still leaning that direction. Despite the fact that everyone's saying that he's more than likely a top 10, top 8, depending upon who all ends up coming out of the college ranks, selection in the NBA draft. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. You saw Darius Miles here last year, who ends up having a pretty good year with the Clippers.
Well, and I said when he came out here, too, he'd be a top 5 pick, and I was wrong. He was a top 3 pick.
Here's Buckley for 3. That one wouldn't go down. Curry's tip wouldn't go. Connolly keeps it alive, though. Pass tip to Thomas. Buckley again, slashing drive, no, and Bird's there to clean the glass.
Bird much more impressive today than he was in the quarterfinal game yesterday against Alton. Really doing a great job on the boards and taking some shots inside against Eddie Curry.
Morgan Park losing the ball as they had a chance to tie it up or take the lead with a 3.
Tried to force the action inside that time by Linnell Ingram, trying to get into the paint area. That'll be the 5th turnover in the ball game for Morgan Park.
Thunderbirds walking up slowly, chance to extend their lead. This is Connolly. Jones setting the high screen, and Connolly looking inside, trying to feed the post. Gets it inside to Curry, but the pass a little off. Jonathan Bird, as you said, is really doing a good job frustrating Curry and denying that post pass.
And I thought Curry got away with a foul that time, too. I thought Bird did a good job of fronting him on the post. As the ball came in, Curry gave him a little check in the back, and Bird went flying a few feet, but the officials gave Eddie Curry the benefit of the doubt that time.
On the left side, holding is Hawkins. This is Bird challenging the big guy. Jumper in the lane, no. Tracks down his own rebound, right hand jam! Oh, man! What a play by Bird!
Bird with the shot, follows it up, but Eddie Curry was standing still after the shot went up, looking at his other teammates. Watch Curry stand there. Bird does a great job of getting around, grabbing the ball, going up strong, slamming it down, and dropping the foul.
His first 2 of the game, and do you think it charged him up a bit?
Absolutely, and he needs a little confidence boost. He was 0 for 7 or 0 for 6 from the field prior to that slam dunk.
Chance right here to put Morgan Park on top, and the free throw is good. 16-15 on the 3-point play. We've got a timeout on the floor. You're tuned to the IHSA TV network.
Emergency. Only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
That's his family?
Right.
Right.
Hi, we're back at Carver Arena, and we're with Kamala Buckner. You might have heard of her brother Quinn, who played for the state championship Thornridge team back in '71. Tell me, in '72, tell me about maybe some of the differences, some of the similarities between the two teams.
Well, one, this team having Eddie in the middle is a bigger team. Eddie adds some brawn to the game. Quinn and them are a little quicker, and so the game maybe it's just a slightly different pace, but it matches what their needs are based on the size of their team.
And I should add that you're the superintendent at Thornwood. Tell me what Eddie's like as a student.
He's an excellent student. He's humble. He wants to make sure that everybody enjoys the game and that everybody enjoys the season. So he's what I call a man of high character and a good student.
Your brother's an analyst. Give me a quick analysis of the game so far.
Right now, I think they're pretty evenly matched. I knew that Morgan Park was going to be quick, but I know we're better.
All right. Okay. That's Kamala Buckner, the view from the top for Thornwood. Back to you guys.
All right, Lee, thanks. Good stuff there. You know, the first pilgrimage to the Assembly Hall for the state tournament that I made, my dad took me down 1972, the first year of the AA tournament and the second year that Thornridge won the state title, and that got me hooked on IHSA March Madness. Wanted to be Quinn Buckner after that.
Boy, the analytical ability definitely runs in the family there. What a great job by Quinn Buckner's sister. She really knows the ball game.
She was fantastic, and good to hear those words of praise for Eddie Curry. Left wing holding, and that Thornridge team was unbelievable. Curry baseline, reverse layup, wouldn't drop. And Bird's there to corral the rebound for Morgan Park.
Bird again held his ground inside against Curry.
Brown taking it strong, no. Tip by Bird, good again, count it. Whistle and a foul, you have a chance for another three-point play. This kid has been active on the glass.
Jonathan Bird doing it at both ends of the floor. Quinnell Brown again trying to drive it to the basket. Bird comes out of the side of your screen there. Nice little tip, and he was shoved from behind. He'll go for the second three-point opportunity in a row.
Tremendous play by Bird. Jonathan Bird, who's playing for a scholarship, outstanding student. We profiled him yesterday. Scholar athlete for Morgan Park, missed that free throw. 3.8 student, wants to study architectural engineering, a great kid, and he's uncommitted. He's got a couple of schools, though, down here chasing him.
I know of one in the local area that would like to have him in a uniform next year.
Which one would that be?
That would be the Redbirds down at Illinois State.
Exactly. Connolly out front, left wing to Buckley. In the corner, this is Jones. Back to Buckley, holding. They feed the post to Curry, and we've got an offensive foul on Curry. Used the elbow to throw down Bird. The baseline official, Dan Manning, making the call.
I thought it was a tough call at that time against Curry inside, but Jonathan Bird was doing a great job inside once again of denying the pass and fronting the post. But that time he was off balance a little bit. Curry was whistled for the foul.
That foul on Curry is just his first, but it is team foul number 7 now on Thornwood. So for the remaining 3:53 here in the second quarter, Mustangs from Morgan Park in the bonus, and Jonathan Bird, who is 1 of 2 free throwing, make it 2 of 3, and he'll get the second half of the 1-and-1 now as he buried that first one. He's got 6 points, all of them coming here in the second. Yesterday's game for Morgan Park, Bird did not have that great of a day. He had just 5 points, but he did have 8 rebounds. He missed the second free throw. And we've got a whistle and a foul on Morgan Park.
And Marcus Arnold, he just came to the ball game. That big front line now of Morgan Park with him at 6'8" as well, a junior. Had a good game yesterday with 8 points in only 14 minutes.
19-15, your score there. Baseline on the float. Buckley, no. Weak side board coming down to Jones. Shot blocked, but we'll have a whistle and a foul. And the foul, they say, going on Hawkins. That's his first. And that's team foul number 6 now on Morgan Park.
Good job by Corey Jones to get inside position that time on the shot by Buckley. He was able to corral the ball and go back up and draw the foul.
Stand corrected. That's actually the second foul on Hawkins. And free throwing. Missing the first was Jones.
That's only 1 out of 5 from the free throw line for Thornwood after yesterday's performance.
Chris Jones, 6'3", 185 junior.
Yesterday we were 26 out of 30 from the line.
Yeah, they really knocked them down. They got there a lot, and they hit their free throws.
In that ball game yesterday against Richwoods, they were 26 for 30, and Richwoods was only 2 out of 2 from the free throw line.
That free throw by Jones makes it a 3-point game now. Brown holding. Out front to Bird. 2-on-2 zone for Thornwood. Brown brings the dribble down toward the baseline and kicks back out front now. This is Carter.
Looking inside to Marcus Arnold.
And trying to post
in there
him up.
against Melvin Buckley.
Bird, free throw line. Now down to Arnold. He'll turn, fire, and hit Arnold with his first 2.
Great shot again inside by Arnold. Immediate contribution off the bench, just as he did yesterday in the quarterfinal ball game.
Well, that's the advantage that Morgan Park has. You've got 6'8" Bird, 6'8" Arnold, 6'6" Brown. They've got a little more muscle and size and beef. Of course, Thornwood's got Curry, but they've got him outnumbered 3-1.
And Curry's getting a little frustrated inside now. He's not able to push him around like he did before. Got whistled for another foul as he's trying to get position in on the post.
And that's his second personal. We'll look to see if Kevin Hayhurst, the head coach at Thornwood, who ironically enough guided the Thornwood girls to a Class AA softball championship. Could become one of the few, I would think, coaches in IHSA history if Thornwood could get past Morgan Park in advance. That's a lot of ifs at this point right now, but in 2 sports of softball and basketball, kind of a tough double to pull off state champions in.
Well, he's definitely got the team to do it here, but they're going to need to protect Eddie Curry down the stretch.
Bird hitting the first. And the second, no good. Almost pulled off the brim by Eddie Curry. It was out of the cylinder, clearly.
It wasn't off the iron too much before he got his mitts on it.
Left side, this is Jones. And Kelly comes over, knocks the ball out of bounds. 6-point Morgan Park lead, which is really incredible when you think about the start of this game. Down 9-0, down 11-2. They battled back to get in it. Now we're up 6. This is Thomas, hop step move on the drive. Nice lead for Curry. Tried to get the reverse shot up. He got it to go, and he drew the foul.
Foul will be on Bird, his first personal foul. Oh, excuse me, that would be on Arnold. I'm sorry, his second, actually.
Take a look at the replay and see Curry.
Nice little pass inside by Thomas. Curry is able to get his hands on the ball. Very strong once he does get his hands on it. Goes up strong and is able to get the roll and knock it down.
Used his body well, got his hip into Bird and just kind of made some room where there wasn't any.
Cleared a path.
He missed the opportunity for the three-point play, however.
And Thornwood only shooting 29% from the free throw line in this first half. Only 2 out of 7.
This is Brown. Back out front, they get it to Kelly.
Thornwood switching to that 2-3 zone to protect Curry with those 2 fouls inside. Change up the look to Morgan Park.
Carter looking inside. Patient around the perimeter as they lead by 4. 2-minute mark here the second. They're going to hold it. Force Thornwood to come out and get him.
I kind of question this strategy right now with Curry with 2 fouls. This is exactly what Thornwood wants them to do, is take the air out of the ball, get Curry into halftime with only 2 fouls, and look to next half to cut into this 4-point lead.
Well, this could go on for a bit. Kelly holding out front. They're trying to bait Thornwood into coming out to get him. Kevin Hayhurst not biting.
Nope, Thornwood's not going to move.
And Kelly has shown no interest in moving. We've got a chess match between Herbert Ray at the far end and Kevin Hayhurst.
Who's going to flinch
Herbert
first?
Ray, the head coach at Morgan Park. He was in the stands when Laird Smith hit that shot on the tip from Levi Cobb to knock off Aurora West back in '76. There you see Kevin Hayhurst. He's taking a seat. He said, well, I'll just kick back here and relax a bit. Take the next 50 seconds off because we're not going to go get him. Now the clock's down to 45 seconds.
And if Morgan Park could score in this possession to go into halftime, be a great boost for their confidence, adding to the fact they're up by 4 currently.
All right, we'll see what happens in the final 30 seconds here. Morgan Park content to milk the clock and take a last-second shot here. Kelly out front, almost traveled, comes down low to Bird. Bird facing up against Curry, challenging the big fella, and hit the floating hook shot across the lane.
And a great job taking it right at Curry, again, knowing he's got those 2 fouls. Either try to pick up the 3rd or just take it at him with the knowledge that he's not going to challenge the shot.
This is Thomas, his shot no good. Curry's there for the board. Turnaround over everything. Rebound Brown. 1 second left. 3-quarter court shot at the buzzer, almost went for Brown.
Just a flick of the wrist there by Brown to get that one from 3/4 court.
Bird with 9 second-quarter points has rallied Morgan Park from a 9-point deficit to a 6-point lead here at halftime. It's 24-18. Morgan Park on top of Thornwood. And Lee Hall stands by with the leading head coach, Herbert Ray. Lee?
All right, thanks. We're with Herb Ray, 24-18 lead here at the half. You guys have done a pretty decent job on Eddie Curry inside.
Well, we want to front him with a lot of weak side help. We can keep him from getting the ball. We can kind of slow the offense down a little bit. And I think Jonathan Bird is doing a great job for us today.
It took a little air out of the ball there at the end of the half. Don't see that much anymore.
We're up. They're supposed to play defense. We'll hold it for the last shot if they don't want to come out and play against us. I'm just sad I didn't have somebody else out there that I wanted out there, but we'll take it. All
right. Thanks, Coach.
Okay,
all right, good luck to you second half. Back to you guys at the table, Casey.
All right, thank you very much, Lee. So the Morgan Park Mustangs outscore Thornwood 14-5 in the second quarter to take the lead. You're tuned to the IHSA TV network.
cream cheese?
Sure, honey.
This is my friend Mr. Giggles. He wants a piece too.
Mr. Giggles, huh?
Yeah, he really wants some.
Well, Mr. Giggles, why don't you go get a job so you can buy your own cheese?
Oh, I see you met Mr. Giggles.
Ah, the power of cheese.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
And welcome back to Carver Arena here in downtown Peoria. 24-18 our score. Morgan Park leading number 1 Thornwood. And for our halftime entertainment, it's Spot, the WNBA mascot of the Portland Fire, here to entertain the crowd at halftime. Let's check him out a little bit. All right, that's Spot from the WNBA rocking the crowd here at halftime. 24-18 our halftime score. Morgan Park leads number 1 Thornwood. Back with more March Madness right after this. And welcome back to Carver Arena. Morgan Park leading 24-18 here at the half, and a little reminiscing time for us now. Last time Morgan Park was in the state championship game, 1976, and they won it. Bill Warden was the coach back then, and Coach, your guys looking pretty good here after the first half.
I sure like the way we're playing right now. It took a little while to get started, but boy, that last 10 minutes has been wonderful.
Anytime anybody talks about your 1976 state championship, they talk about that last play. Levi Cobb with a tip to Laird Smith for the final shot. Tell us about that play.
Well, it was an electrifying shot. We were out of timeout, so the guys kind of figured that one out on their own. Laird signaled to Levi to tip it to him, and he just turned and hit a great jump shot.
Jeff Berry is here with us. He's a class of 76, won a state championship. This has to bring back a lot of great memories for you.
Yeah, it's a little different sitting in the stands, but the excitement and enthusiasm and all the different people coming together for this great event has been very rememberable. You know, I'm remembering things that I forgot actually for 25 years. So I think that with a little bit more determination from the team, these guys are big. I think they'll be all right.
What kind of memories, what exactly comes back to you now?
Well, the hustle. And when you just lose consciousness of time and things of that nature, you just have to have the ball, because that's how we started. We started off 9 points down, and I know those guys didn't have nothing on their mind except getting the basketball.
Coach Warden, was that got to be the most rewarding thing in your basketball career, I'm guessing?
It was a wonderful experience. We just had some great young men on that team, and they were tired, they were hurting, but like Jeff said, they never gave up. And Jeff was playing on a real bad ankle, which you wouldn't have known it because he was determined to win, and that was a tremendous experience to win that ball game.
All right, Bill Warden, Jeff Berry of Morgan Park, 1976. It's been 25 years since they won a state title. The Mustangs trying to repeat here today. They lead at the half. We'll be back with more from Carver Arena after this local break.
Here to the Peoria Civic Center. There you get a look at the halftime stats, and one of the key stats we talked about in the pregame, Morgan Park holding their turnovers down after 4 quick ones.
Yeah, 18 turnovers in the ball game yesterday against Alton, but Alton's a different team. They're much quicker. They play a full court defensive style, but they've done a much better job at taking care of the ball.
Taking a look now at the leading scorers here in the first half. As you can see, leading all scorers, Jonathan Bird, a ton in the second quarter, scored all 9 of his points in that second quarter. Eddie Curry tallying 3 in the first and 4 in the second, leading Thornwood with 7. Now taking a look at some of the exciting highlights of the first half for Morgan Park, Jonathan Bird.
Yeah, it's been a battle of the big man here. Bird misses a shot but stays after it. He missed his first 6 shots of the ball game, then made his next 3, and that little running hook to end the half gave Morgan Park this 6-point lead. And on the other end, Eddie Curry again being strong inside. That time he got that one to go, but missed the free throw once again. This time comes up with a second opportunity off a loose ball and slams one home. 2 dunks in the first half, but struggling a little bit as the team is a little difficult to get the ball to him with Jonathan Bird fronting him inside on the post.
And there you can see him stretching out Eddie Curry. We'll be back with the start of the third quarter. You're tuned to the IHSA TV network.
emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Welcome back here to Carver Arena, Peoria Civic Center, along with Matt Taphorn. I'm Casey Kaler as we get set for third quarter action here of this first semifinal game in the 2001 edition of the IHSA Class AA Boys Basketball Tournament. The winner moves on to the state title game tonight to face the winner of our second semifinal game, which will be Schaumburg and Alliance Township. Immediately following this game, and Dave Bernhardt and Bill Hitt will have the call for you as we get set for the third quarter. Morgan Park with a 6-point lead, beginning with the basketball. Out front with a dribble, this is O'Neal Carter to Ingram. And Thornwood beginning, almost looked like a man-to-man to start.
Back into that man-to-man after they switched to a 2-3 to protect Curry right at the end of the first half.
Thornwood with a steal. And out front for the Thunderbirds was Thomas. This is Buckley, lob in the post, Curry. Jam!
That time a better entry pass. They took their time on the entry pass, get it over the top of Bird, and there was nobody help from behind. Quinnell Brown a little slow in getting to his responsibilities on the weak side defense.
Shots like that have led to a 64% field goal shooting percentage for Eddie Curry this season. Shot wouldn't go for the Mustangs, and Curry, the big mountain of a high schooler, with the board. And now Thornwood has a chance to cut into the Morgan Park lead. Curry with that hoop's got 9 now. Left side holding. He is Thomas. They work it around to the right side to Moss. In case you're just tuning in, Sawyer's not in uniform today for Thornwood. Left baseline with a dribble is Thomas. Trying to get it high post that time to Curry. Tipped away by Bird and picked off by Quinnell Brown.
Bad pass inside that time by Thomas. Bird did a good job of getting his hands on the pass. A little bounce pass inside would have been a much better entry pass.
Bird double teamed in the post as Aubrey Connolly came down off the point to help out, and he's whistled for the foul. And that's number 3 on Connolly, which is not good news for head coach Kevin Hayhurst, who you see there.
Bird drawing a little attention inside after his first half performance with 9 points.
Right side, Kelly. Now they swing it left side. Ingram, his pass trying to feed the post to Brown, tipped and intercepted by Moss. Good hustle and good steal by Moss.
We just commented about what a good job Morgan Park was doing taking care of the ball in the first half, and they have 2 turnovers here in the second half.
Blocked by Ingram on the miss by Curry. Coming up with a loose ball is Connerly. Floats a pass left baseline. Now they get it to the big fella. Surrounded, goes baseline for the jam. He had 3 guys hemmed him in toward the paint and spun to the baseline.
He was triple teamed that time, and Jonathan Bird gave up his position, allowed Curry to spin on him and get to the rack, and he just threw it down.
That was nasty. Out front is Bird. Left wing Ingram. Baseline Brown. He's going to challenge and go in for his own dunk. Curry was late arriving. Didn't have a chance, and Brown threw it down.
Good quick move that time by Quinnell Brown. As soon as he got the ball, he went immediately to the basket. Curry a little slow getting over, not wanting to pick up that 3rd foul here in the 3rd quarter.
Brown averaging 20 points per game for Morgan Park, held to 2 in the first half, and that's just his 3rd and 4th points of the afternoon. Here's a baseline turnaround. It wouldn't go for Curry. He'll have 2 free throws coming up. Whistle and a foul inside going on Jonathan Bird.
That'll be Bird's first personal foul, so he's done a good job of staying out of foul trouble, trying to front the post inside. But definitely a focus here in the second half for Thornwood to hit it inside the post to Curry.
There you get a look at both teams' common opponents. Thornwood with a victory over Chicago Marshall. Morgan Park knocking off Marshall. And both teams also beating Brother Rice.
Well, we're giving Curry all the credit. His performance from the free throw line yesterday, 12 out of 14. He's only 1 out of 4 in this ball game.
Although he has come out on a mission as if he wants to, if he has to, single-handedly put the rest of the Thunderbirds on his back and carry him into the state championship game. He hits the 2nd free throw. He's got 5 quick ones to start the 3rd. All 5 points scored by Thornwood coming from Eddie Curry here in the 3rd quarter. He's got 12 for the game now.
There's no sense of panic on the faces of Thornwood. They're coming out here very deliberate.
Top of the key 3. Let it be from Carter.
Good job by Carter. Definitely error in defensive assignments that time by Thornwood. Carter was left wide open, toes on the line from three-point range.
That was a huge three because it puts him back up 6. Baseline spin by Curry wouldn't go down.
Better job that time by Bird of holding his ground in on the post.
Kelly trying to get it ahead to Brown, let him too much. Turnover, and it'll be Thornwood basketball. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll be back after these words from your local station.
With 4 minutes, 32 seconds remaining. And now, Carver is asking for a timeout. As we get down to the final few hectic moments of play. With the score, Chicago Carver 47, Centralia 45. Carver takes timeout in the fourth quarter.
All right, welcome back. I know one thing that's changed over the years, the fashions for the cheerleaders, huh? The skirts have come up a bit.
Absolutely. That was pretty comical.
And there you get a look at what the IHSA state tournament's all about. Parents bringing their kids out to the game, dads bringing sons, and fueling that interest in sports and basketball. I got my interest. My dad taking me to my first state tournament game. Here's Morgan Park with a steal. Carter baseline. Kelly shot wouldn't go down. And the rebound. Buckley, but he lost it to Kelly. Pump fake and a jump pass. Spot up 3. This is Ingram. Brown with the board. Takes it up. Nice spin to the hoop.
And Curry was slow getting back on defense. Morgan Park took advantage by going up and getting a few extra shot opportunities.
On the left side, dancing with the dribble is Thomas. Comes to the point now. This is Connerly. Jump pass in the corner. Buckley spot up 3. They needed that one to go. Brown with a rebound, racing the other end. Joining him now is Ingram. And he just railroaded Connerly. Brown getting a little out of control that time on the break.
He did that several times yesterday as well. He gets his ball in his hands in transition. Doesn't give it up the right time. His momentum carried him right in.
I tell you what,
the charging foul.
Connerly took a shot. He paid the price for that. Quinnell Brown, 6'6", 193, got it going. Connerly, a little guy, 5'10", 155, took a shot. That was the 3rd personal foul, though, on Quinnell Brown. So that could pose some problems for Morgan Park. They're going to let him play with 3. We got 3:43 left to go, 3rd quarter.
Buckley has really cooled off offensively with only 5 points.
Jones with the, make that Moss with the Swisher sweet jumper out front. He's got 5, 31-25.
Did a big 3 early on, and that was only his 2nd shot opportunity, but he's taking advantage of both.
Jonathan Bird, who has not scored here in the 3rd after a wild 2nd quarter that saw him put 9 on the board, and the Mustangs turn it over. Carter had trouble on the pass from Bird. And it'll be Thornwood basketball.
Yeah, just an ill-advised pass that time by Ingram. Threw it right at the feet of O'Neal Carter. Another turnover here in the 2nd half.
Connerly. This is Thomas. Pierre Thomas stripped from behind by Ingram. Scramble for it. Ingram comes away with it and he's fouled. They whistle the foul on Moss. That'll be his 2nd, I believe.
Ingram made up for the turnover by coming up with a defensive play at the other end. Turnover once again for Thornwood.
There you can see the numbers. Boy, Thornwood just dominated Richwoods yesterday in that quarterfinal game. Final score 65-36.
Curry was definitely the enforcer yesterday in the quarterfinal on defense. Today, Morgan Park has taken it right at him and been successful.
And there's Ingram. Nice finger roll scoop coming down the lane. He had been quiet offensively. That's just his 2nd field goal. He's got 4 points now.
And again, Curry a little bit on his heels defensively that time. Didn't come over to try to erase that shot by Ingram inside, who got it in with that little finger roll.
Back to an 8-point lead now for Morgan Park. Thornwood needing to cut into it. They go to the down low to Curry. Big guy knocked over Bird, took it strong to the hoop and banked it home.
Curry might have gotten away with a travel there as well. He shuffled his feet after he gained his balance. But Jonathan Bird a little outmatched that time on the post.
Back to a 6-point game now. Approaching the 2-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Kelly, baseline to Brown. Got by inside position on Curry and laid it home. Nice move by Brown.
And Quinnell Brown, looking at the official, wanted the foul as well. Took it right at Eddie Curry, knowing he's got 2 fouls. I'm going to try to get him out of the ball game.
They get it ahead to Thomas.
Now into the corner, this is Buckley. He's been quiet here in the, well, since the first quarter, he hasn't scored. Buckley had 5 first quarter points. On the drive, Buckley, that shot erased by Bird.
Little body contact that time. Buckley did a good job of keeping his body between the defender, Bird, and the ball. Even though Bird looked like he had a good block on it, he caught him underneath with the body.
That is number 2 on Jonathan Bird. It's team foul number 3 on Morgan Park. Thornwood standing at 2 team fouls here with 1:46 left to go in the third quarter, shooting 2. Melvin Buckley, and the first is good, so that's his first point. You see Kevin Hayhurst, the head coach at Thornwood. He's done a great job in his 6th season at Thornwood, 122-46. He was 17-11 first year, then 17-10, 18-9, 15-11. Last year they were 25-4. They lost to Richards in the sectional championship. That's Oak Lawn Richards. And then making it downstate this year. And Buckley missing on the second free throw. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch, they say, by Thornwood. Head coach Kevin Hayhurst thought differently. Now they extend the pressure. Full court press. 2-2-1 full court press employed in almost an unforced error on Kelly's part on the sideline.
It really was. It wasn't a lot of defensive pressure on the ball. Tried to go behind the back between the legs and came up with a turnover.
They catch him napping. Quick inbound to Buckley, and that's put home by Eddie Curry. After Buckley missed the shot, Curry with a big third quarter. He scored 9 of their 12 third quarter points.
And as you said, they fell asleep defensively on that out-of-bounds play on the sideline. Weren't ready for the inbounds. And not only did they get the turnover, but the easy 2.
Carter, he'll pop a 3. Rainbow, good!
O'Neal Carter feeling it from the perimeter. That's his second 3-point shot here in the second half. And he's got 12 for the ball game to lead the way for Morgan Park.
8-point lead, 38-30. Thornwood, Connerly on the drive, tried to leave it for Moss through his hands, out of bounds. And you can see a little frustration now on the part of Thornwood. Connerly getting a little frustrated on the floor.
Again, violating one of those rules, don't pass off the dribble. Try to get it to his man who is coming away from the basket at the same time he was dribbling it to the basket.
Well, Morgan Park in the driver's seat. We saw at the end of the second quarter, they opted to take the last shot with about 2 minutes to go. Actually, as they were trying to pull Thornwood out of the zone, this is a different scenario. On the drive, shot on the run by Carter. No rebound, put back good. Baseline, the junior, Marcus Arnold.
Arnold again, an immediate presence once he gets in the ball game. Good offensive board and put back. Kept the ball high when he got it back down and was able to lay it in with a little soft jumper.
The lead at double digits now for Morgan Park. Right baseline. This is Thomas. Kicks to Buckley. Open spot up 3. Let it be. They needed that to go.
Buckley becoming more active on the offensive end now. He's able to knock down that 3 without anybody in his face once again.
And they force a turnover. They cut it to 7 and forced a turnover. Connerly helping to get it back for the Thunderbirds. And with just 7 and 4/10 seconds, as you can see on your screen there remaining, they've got a chance to get a hoop to cut it to 5, possibly 4 with a 3-point shot here. They need to do so quickly. Advancing in front court is Buckley. Stripped to the ball, gets it back, and he won't get it off. We end the third quarter. Morgan Park up 7. You're tuned to the IHSA TV network.
Don't even think about it. Why do we always have to wait for the captain?
Let's eat!
The power of cheese.
Welcome back here to Carver Arena. Busy day of IHSA March Madness basketball here, Class AA style. Following our game here, you can see game 2, second semifinal game. The Lions from Lyons Township High School against the Saxons from Schaumburg. That game coming up next. And Dave Bernhardt and Bill Hitt will have the call for you there as we welcome you back here to Carver Arena as we get set for fourth quarter action. Morgan Park holding a 7-point lead. There you get a look at the Decatur MacArthur Band under the direction of Jim Culbertson, providing the sound. Welcome back here to Carver Arena. Busy day of IHSA March Madness basketball here, Class AA style. Following our game here, you can see game 2, second semifinal game. The Lions from Lyons Township High School against the Saxons from Schaumburg. That game coming up next. And Dave Bernhardt and Bill Hitt will have the call for you there as we welcome you back here to Carver Arena as we get set for fourth quarter action. Morgan Park holding a 7-point lead. There you get a look at the Decatur MacArthur Band under the direction of Jim Culbertson, providing the sound and the tunes and the electric atmosphere here in the arena. As Thornwood, the #1 ranked team in the state, yet to lose to an Illinois school, down 7 entering the fourth quarter, trying to keep their winning streak alive and advance to the state title game. But Morgan Park standing in their way right now. And on the inbounds play, the foul charged against Kelly. That's just his first, team foul number 4. So we'll try it again, and Thornwood's Buckley gets it inbounded.
After only 5 turnovers in the first half by Morgan Park, they had 7 there in the third quarter, but were actually able to extend their 6-point lead at halftime to 7.
They go inside to Curry. We've got a whistle and a foul on Morgan Park. And
fouls. Jonathan Bird again, his third foul, picked up 2 there in the third quarter. Now it's 3 here in the ball game, so that could be an issue if he accumulates more.
Eddie Curry leading Thornwood with 16. He had 9 third quarter points, and leading Morgan Park with 12 is Carter. This is Thomas to Connerly. Left baseline now, Buckley. Top of the key, they get it to Moss. Block back to Connerly. Buckley holding. Out of Moss. Man-to-man pressure for the Mustangs.
Curry doing a lot of standing inside, starting to tire out a little bit. Bender once again fronting him on the post.
Connerly cross courts to Buckley, holding. Patient offensively, down 7. Just underway here, first minute of the fourth quarter. Moss out front to Buckley, now to Connerly. They feed the post to Curry, muscles his way to the hoop and laid it in.
Nice little soft touch on that little jump hook by Curry inside. Knowing Bender has 3 fouls, he's taking it right at him, or Bird, I'm sorry. Morgan Park with Marcus Arnold in the game as well, so they've got that big front line in there to try to combat Curry, who's starting to hit his stride.
They got the 6'8 junior, as you said, Arnold, 6'8 senior Bird, 6'6 senior Quinnell Brown, and then Kelly and Carter in the backcourt. As Thornwood extends the pressure again, full court press, and Brown, much to the chagrin of Kevin Ahers, head coach of Thornwood, just dribbled right through the press. Now
better job that time by Quinnell Brown to hold his dribble once he got across half court and get the offense set.
Out front with a dribble is Kelly. They get it to Brown. Minute and a half gone here in the fourth quarter.
Right now it looks like Coach Herbert Ray wants to shorten this ball game by pulling it out and being a little bit more deliberate on the offensive end.
Kelly out front. Had it tipped into the hands of Carter, back to Brown. Carter penetrates, leaves it for Brown. It's always tough. You lose rhythm. You risk losing rhythm when you do this. You pull it out, and all of a sudden you get tentative. It's hard for a high school basketball team to work it and not turn it over.
And the other thing right there is Kelly steps on the sideline out of bounds. The pressure defense, not fouling, but just extending their defense, pushing them out. Kelly at times stepped on the sideline.
That's a 13th turnover for Morgan Park. 16 turnovers on the day for Thornwood. On the left side, this is Thomas being pressured by Kelly. Right side, Moss. Thought about the 3, goes inside to Curry instead. Triple team, spins his way to the hoop, stripped of the ball. It was either Arnold or Bird, knocked it free. Kelly, long lead pass, too strong for Brown. As both teams getting a little erratic here to start the fourth quarter, especially Morgan Park.
Boy, another turnover there. And Quinnell Brown, it was amazing to see how quick he got from one end of the floor to the other, but couldn't chase down that errant pass. That's the second time they try to hit him in a touchdown type pass to go for the fast break opportunity. both times with a turnover.
Connolly walks it up, 5-point deficit that the Thunderbirds are trying to erase here with 5:25 remaining. Cross-court feed, Buckley. This is Connolly for three. Wouldn't go down. Tip kept alive by Arnold, but back to Connolly. He takes it in, blocked by Carter. And a whistle and a foul.
And Carter again got him with a little body on the lower end there. May have caught him on the leg.
Well, let's take a look at that. Did he hit him?
Yeah, you see him
he
just
got a
bumping
piece
him
of
with
him.
the body.
He sure did.
Good camera angle there from the top. Good job, guys.
And a good call by the officiating crew on the floor. At the stripe, though, Connolly, who has not scored here this afternoon, doesn't score a lot for Thornwood, only averaging 3 points per game and 3 assists. He's their floor general. He hits the second of the pair to make it a 4-point game as, once again, the Thunderbirds throw on the full court press. That's created some problems for Morgan Park, kicking the ball violation on Moss there. As Carter trying to get it to Kelly. Again, the winner of this game moving on to tonight's state championship game to take on the winner of our second semifinal, Schaumburg, taking on Lyons Township. That should be a good game as well. Baseline, they get it. Marcus Arnold forced a shot that wouldn't go. Saved by Thomas to Buckley. Excellent hustle by Thomas.
That was actually a pretty good shot by Marcus Arnold, knowing that Eddie Curry was right there, but he was just bothered his shot enough.
Thomas on a wild drive baseline, denied the shot by Carter. A whistle and a foul going on O'Neal Carter. Well, that was Katie bar the door for Pierre Thomas. He was taking it to the rim and nobody was going to stop him.
Yeah, I can't tell if O'Neal Carter may have caught him on the wrist, but certainly looked like a clean block that time. But if he had caught him on some skin, the official was right on the play. He may have heard it down there. We couldn't see that from here.
That's the second team foul on Carter. The 7th team foul, more importantly, on Morgan Park in the half. Of course, that was a shooting foul, so he's shooting 2 shots. But again, Thornwood having trouble knocking down their free throws today.
They may have used up their free throws yesterday when they were 26 out of 30. They're only 5 out of 14 for the ball game here today.
Second free throw is good by Pierre Thomas. And it's a 3-point game. We've got a timeout on the floor. 4:51 left to go in the 4th quarter. There you see the Thornwood Thunderbirds, their fans. You're listening, tuned to the IHSA TV network.
In an emergency, only Country Insurance gives you immediate advice from a claims authority. Country Insurance. Real people, real answers, real quick.
Identification.
We wish to thank the Dodge Division of the Chrysler Corporation, sponsors of the Lawrence Welk Show, for relinquishing their time this evening. Be sure to see Lawrence Welk next Saturday at 8 p.m. WBKB Channel 7, Chicago.
Well, that's how big the IHSA was back then, preempting Lawrence Welk. And that was big. I remember my grandma's house back when I was a kid. You had to watch Lawrence Welk after the Sunday football games on Sunday night. Well, there you see Thornwood. Fewest points this season against Shepherd, 46-36. And right now they need to tally 9 to avoid their lowest output of the season. But that all is kind of a moot point. I don't think Coach Kevin Hayhurst cares how many points they score as long as they get the win and move on.
Yeah, absolutely. But the key to this team right now for Morgan Park is they've got the size to offset Eddie Curry, and it's not just in one player. They've got a big front line with Bird, Arnold, and Quinnell Brown, and they've done a good job of taking advantage of that.
Morgan Park has played very good basketball, with the exception of the turnovers that have hurt them a little bit in this tournament, but they've been able to advance despite them. Bird right away. Takes it in against Curry, challenged the big fella and drew the foul. It'll be number 3 on Curry, and Bird will go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, Bird, even though he's 6'8", Curry's 6'11", Bird has quite a wingspan on him, so he gets that shot up high, and that's where Eddie Curry fouled him, was in the body.
And he's got a little quickness advantage, too, and I think a little quicker leaper. Of course, you're 85 pounds lighter. You would figure you might
probably
be a
get
tad
off the ground
quicker.
a little bit better.
All right, Bird hits the first. That's his first point. since the second quarter. He scored all 9 of his points to this point in the second, and he hits 2 free throws, so he's got 11 now. And it's 42-37 as they build their lead back to 5.
2 big free throws there, and more importantly, the 3rd foul on Eddie Curry.
Approaching the midway point here in the 4th quarter. This is Moss. Cross-court feed to Buckley. Spot up 3. Let it be!
That 3-point opportunity was created because Eddie Curry drew a triple team on the ball side block. They skipped it across the floor, and Melvin Buckley was wide open, toes on the line, knocked down the big 3-point shot.
Morgan Park, their lead's been trimmed to 2. Again, spreading the floor. This is Carter attacking the basket. Scoop shot underneath. Curry wouldn't go, but the big guy's there for the board.
Well, Curry got a piece of that from behind. Good job of holding his ground, getting a piece of the ball, but O'Neal Carter, you got to credit him for trying to take it right at the big fella.
Thornburg's now a chance to tie or take the lead. Moss feeds the post. Curry spins in the hoop. Nice backside defense help from Kelly to strip the ball.
Good help downside. Weak side, as you said, by Clarence Kelly. He got in there and really helped out Jonathan Bird, who was beaten on the play.
Curry getting a little frustrated with Jonathan Bird there as the two are bodying up against each other down the block. They get it down to Curry. Immediately double team. Kicks on the point to Buckley. This is Connerly holding now. Baseline to Moss. Moss back out front to Connerly. They feed the post to Curry. Spins free of Bird up for the shot. No good. He wanted the foul, but Curry didn't get the call.
Bird blocked that from behind. A good job by Curry to get his feet in position as soon as he caught the ball to spin, but Bird made a great recovery and got a piece of the ball.
Now Morgan Park with a chance to extend their lead. We've got a whistle and a timeout. 30-second timeout taken by Herbert Ray. 3:19 remaining in the game. We'll be back. You're tuned to the IHSA TV network. Hey, how long is this break?
Daddy, can I have some cheese?
Sure, honey.
This is my friend Mr. Giggles. He wants a piece too.
Mr. Giggles, huh?
Yeah, he really wants some.
Well, Mr. Giggles, why don't you go get a job so you can buy your own cheese?
Oh, I see you met Mr. Giggles.
Ah, the power of cheese.
Well, again, coming up tonight, after our second semifinal game today, the consolation game at 6:30, championship tilt at 8, and you also want to be sure to tune in for the Country Insurance 3-point showdown and the slam dunk contest. And Michael Stockard, who we saw yesterday from Alton in that slam dunk contest, he'll be entertaining as the Mustangs missed a shot. Curry's there for the board.
Jonathan Bird got the ball on the baseline and hesitated just a moment. Didn't get that shot off in rhythm.
Here's Buckley to take the lead. Good!
Buckley's feeling it now, giving the 1-point lead after they were down by as many as 10.
You see the 1-point lead for the Thunderbirds. They've got the Mustangs on a bit of a run. Into the corner, Ingram attacking the basket. He just railroaded Curry, you bet. Offensive foul on Ingram.
And you got to be moving pretty quick to knock down Eddie Curry inside. Ingram goes at about 6'5", 190. He's given up about 100 pounds to Curry, but he just went in there and tried to take it strong at him, but Curry did a good job of holding his ground. Good recognition that time by the defender inside, not going up and trying to get the block.
Curry took a shot. Here's Buckley in trouble, saves it now to Connerly. Out front, they get it to Thomas. Right side is Moss looking inside for Curry. Cross-court feed instead to Buckley. Buckley leaves it for Connerly out front. Doing a good job moving the ball, penetrating, creating some opportunities, and that's Thomas, no good.
Be the 4th foul on Curry.
Curry trying to take it away from Ingram. Did take it away, but he slapped the wrist. He knows he made the foul. He tried to get the official to think otherwise.
And how big does that charge on the other end now? Had that gone the other way, that would have been Curry's 5th.
Yeah. Although, judging by that play,
there wasn't much decision by the official to be made.
No, absolutely not. Bird out front.
O'Neal Carter again from 3.
To take the lead, and it wouldn't go.
He had hit his previous 2 in the 3rd quarter.
Buckley ahead on the lean, forced a shot, but drew the foul on Kelly. With a minute 53 left, and Buckley will go free throwing. 2 free throws coming up.
Kelly made a great defensive play, but Buckley realized that he didn't have the ability to get that shot off, so he leaned his arms into the defender that time to get the foul. Good awareness that time by Melvin Buckley to draw that foul and go to the line for 2 shots.
Morgan Park fans up above. You can see the free throws on the day for both teams.
Buckley only 1 out of 4 prior to that shot. And knocked down the big free throw with under 2 minutes to play.
Big one there. You see the Thornwood Thunderbird fans on their feet, cheering as they are up 2. They were down by as many as 10. It was 40-30 at one point in the 3rd quarter. But behind their big guy, Eddie Curry, and Melvin Buckley, those 2 guys have led this team all season long. Curry's got 18 and 7 in the quarter, and 16 now on the afternoon for Buckley. Let's listen to Kevin Hayhurst.
No jump shots no more. No jump shots. Yeah? We work the ball around, look inside, we'll go to the basket with it, because they're going to gamble. So if they gamble, we got to go. 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s. No more jump shots. Yeah, we don't need that shot. We got the lead, all right? No, guys. Remember,
all right, some good stuff there. Kevin Ayers pretty emphatic. He doesn't want any more perimeter shots taken.
Well, let's see if Melvin Buckley was listening. He's feeling it this 4th quarter.
I know you're up 2, but how do you tell Buckley he can't squeeze the trigger anymore?
We'll see how disciplined he is out there.
All right, Buckley at the line. Chance to put him up 3. Couldn't do it. Bird's there for the board. And this is Kelly walking across the timeline. You heard him say, too, they've got 4 timeouts remaining, Thornwood. Jump pass, Brown to Bird. Brown trying to post up on Buckley. The kick out front now.
Keep an eye on O'Neal Carter here as well.
Kelly on the drive. Wild shot, no good, high off the glass. The rebound coming down to Connerly. Morgan Park looking like they're trying to foul, which I don't understand.
That's the 10th team foul. It'd be a 2-shot double bonus.
Double bonus, and you've got a minute 24 remaining. You're only down 2. No need to foul there.
Well, they do need to get the ball back.
Yeah, but you got a minute 24 remaining.
They're not going to get the ball back unless they get them to the line, unless they come up with steals. So.
I say come down, play 30 seconds of hard defense. You may get a steal.
Well, they could have at least wait till they get over the half-court line. They were in trouble getting the ball in and ahead of that 10-second call, and they could have waited there. But again, you're dealing with the last minute and a half of the ball game. You're not knowing what's going through the minds of these kids.
Thomas at the line. Reason they probably fouled him, he's only a 45% free thrower, and he missed it.
That's the reason why, and that's been their best defense so far. That's 7 out of 18 in the ball game for Thornwood, shooting under 40%.
That is just unbelievable. After 26 of 30 yesterday, Curry was 12 of 14. Thomas yesterday from the stripe was 3 of 4. He makes the second. He's 2 of 4 today.
Buckley yesterday was 4 out of 4, and in the ball game today, he's 2 for 6.
3-point lead. Brown on the attack. Forced his shot. Backed it home as he was falling to the baseline.
Good no call that time by the officials, too. Quinnell Brown got a piece of the body of Eddie Curry inside, but the officials didn't whistle him for it.
Kelly tipped it to Curry for good hustle by Kelly, but Curry with good hands inside picked it up. Brown racing the other way. Same play again. Unbelievable. Quinnell Brown. Baseline to baseline to cut it to 1. Timeout on the floor.
Quinnell Brown has come to life. He's been a little bit quiet in this ball game. 2 good running bank shots here to keep it close, down by 1.
It's going to be a wild final 54 seconds to this first semifinal game. Coming up after this game, the second semifinal game of the afternoon. It'll be Connie Stamos's Lions Township taking on the Schaumburg Saxons. Saxons impressive, I thought, in their quarterfinal victory yesterday.
Fairly solid team, very disciplined. That'll be a great matchup between those 2 teams.
All right, let's head over to the Morgan Park huddle. This is head coach Herbert Ray.
couldn't read lips, sorry.
Tough to hear head coach Herbert Ray, but 54 seconds remaining on the mission for Morgan Park now to come from behind on the mission for Eddie Curry and Thornwood. They've had a seemingly destiny date in the state championship game all year long, the #1 ranking all year long. They're 54 seconds away from getting there if they can hang on to a 1-point lead. And inbounding for Thornwood is Thomas.
Take your pick on who you want to foul.
I would say Thomas again.
Again, they're waiting until they get the ball across half court, and a good timeout here by Thornwood as they were struggling to get the ball off the floor, and I think that was the intent defensively by Morgan Park. Good job by Coach Herbert Ray.
They used 8 seconds. It was at 54. They stop it at 46.
And again, that was a great timeout there because they were struggling to get the ball off the floor, and now they get a fresh 10 seconds to get the ball up.
Let's take a look at the Morgan Park Scholar Athlete, Midwest Dairy Association, local dairy farmer, Scholar Athlete, again, great kid. Jonathan Bird, who here today has 11 points and is undecided where he will be attending. NIU, I know, recruiting him, Oregon, Miami of Florida. And one of the big things for the coaches recruiting this kid, it's a little unusual in recruiting Jonathan Bird because he's intent on majoring in architectural engineering. Not every school has that program. And our Scholar Athlete from Thornwood, Jeremy Jones, see his grade point average, and he's looking to go to Illinois State University. Thornwood with the foul.
Almost came up with that ball in the backcourt.
1-point lead for the Thunderbirds. Right side is Moss. He hits Thomas cutting the basket. He stepped on the baseline out of bounds. He was flying down the left wing a little out of control. Got a tough pass to handle and stepped on the baseline.
Just bad decisions that time by Thornwood. They got the ball down the floor. What they wanted, they need to get it back out. They have a 1-point lead.
33 seconds remaining, as you see. Morgan Park needing a hoop to stay alive, and Herbert Ray wants a timeout. He'll talk it over with his Mustangs. Kevin Hayhurst will talk things over with the Thunderbirds. Just under 30 seconds remaining. So Matt, if you are head coach Herbert Ray, what are you looking to do here? You're down a point with just under 30 seconds remaining. You've got Brown and Bird, who have been your big guns. Carter was going early. What do you look to do here in the last 30 seconds to set up a play, to get off a shot, to get the lead, chance to get to the state title game?
Clearly, you got to spread the floor and let Quinnell Brown or O'Neal Carter handle the ball from the top. Try to let him get in the lane area, either draw the 5th foul on Eddie Curry or get to the basket. Quinnell Brown's been very successful at that, and O'Neal Carter, maybe not in this ball game, but throughout the season has been very successful in getting the ball in the bucket.
All right, again, coming up tonight, consolation game. Matt and I will have that game for you at 6:30. Championship game with Dave Bernard and Bill Hitt coming up at 8. And also, of course, the Country Insurance 3-point showdown and slam dunk contest. Should be a fun time. This broadcast is the exclusive property of the Illinois High School Association. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of any part of these telecasts without the express written consent of the Illinois High School Association is strictly prohibited. So here we go, the final 30 seconds. Thornwood up a point on Morgan Park. The Mustangs from Morgan Park with the basketball.
And after 31.5 minutes, both teams with their starting units intact and on the floor.
This is Kelly out front, now to Brown. He's been their main man all year. The All-Stater being hounded by Pierre Thomas, and Thomas with the body whistle for the foul.
Good strategy there as well by Thornwood. They only had 4 team fouls coming out of that timeout. Pick up a couple, they had 2 fouls to give. So good strategy there. Try to take some of the clock out of the game. And good strategy that time by Thornwood.
And they've still got another foul to give before they would put him in the bonus. This is Brown on the spin, pressured by Thomas. Again, a foul on Thomas. And that'll be the 16th foul. No, they're going to whistle it on Connerly coming down with help. Or it is on Pierre Thomas. Looked like he pointed to Connerly, the official, but it is on Pierre Thomas with the body against Brown. That's their 16th foul. Another one would put him in the bonus. So.
And they've shortened this ball game, cut it in half basically from 30 seconds down to about 16. Let's see if they can get an easy basket out of this baseline out of bounds play.
Kelly to inbound to Carter. Clock winding down. Morgan Park needs a hoop to stay alive and knock off number 1 Thornwood. Brown in the corner to Ingram, back to Brown. Brown forced a shot, baseline, wouldn't go. Rebound out front, scramble for it. Moss picks it up. Foul on Kelly. Pandemonium in the Thornwood Thunderbirds student section. 2 and 7/10 seconds, all that remain.
Boy, Quinnell Brown really trying to plead his case to the officials. He really thought he got bumped on that shot.
It looked like he may have, but it also looked like he was a bit out of control, and the official in that situation may have just said, hey.
He was a little off balance, and I, give the officials credit to restrain calling a foul in that situation. Let the players decide the game. Quinnell Brown still had a good shot opportunity to get that ball off and off the glass.
Big free throws right here for Moss. David Moss, first free throw, good. A 83% free throw shooter, the best on the team for Thornwood. And I guess Kevin Hayhurst could not have written a better script. A player to center the line in that situation puts him up 2. Morgan Park taking a timeout, trying to ice him with 2 and 7/10 seconds left. This game is by far over. Even if he hits this free throw, Morgan Park's going to get a chance to get off a 3-point shot to tie and force overtime. That is if Moss hits it. If he doesn't, they could possibly win it yet with a 3-point basket. So we're not close to being home yet.
No, and when you look at the 3-pointers for the day, Morgan Park's 3 out of 5. O'Neal Carter's got 2 of those, and Charlie Hawkins was the other one, and he just checked into the ball game. So good strategy again by Herbert Ray to get their 3-point shooters in. If they knock down this free throw, they can still have an opportunity to tie the ball game.
Well, it's been everything we thought it would be. If there was a team, it appeared downstate from the quarterfinal games yesterday, that really had the best chance of knocking off Thornwood, it was the Morgan Park Mustangs. They've given Eddie Curry and number 1 Thornwood all they could handle all day. And we're coming down to the last 2.7 seconds to go to determine who moves on to the state championship game.
And we're not discounting the next semifinal game, because you never know what can happen in the context of a championship atmosphere, a championship game. Kids could tighten up, the other team could play above their capabilities.
It's happened many times before.
Just because it might look like a mismatch on paper certainly doesn't mean that's going to be the outcome.
Exactly right. As we resume play here, there you get a look at the player of the game, Eddie Curry. Another big night. 20 points, 8 rebounds. That's almost his average for the season. 21.6 and 9 rebounds per game. His season averages for the Thunderbirds.
Big third quarter for Curry. Had 9 points in the third quarter. Somewhat of a quiet game, if you can say that about Eddie Curry, but just got it done with yeoman's effort.
Big free throw for Moss. Gives him a 3-point lead. 2 and 7/10 seconds remaining. Morgan Park will have a shot to inbound and get a 3-point shot off. They'll have to go the length of the 94-foot floor here at the Carver Arena. To inbound is Carter. Chance to tie the game and force overtime. They get it to Brown. Quickly ahead. Will he get it off in time? 3-pointer, no good. Hawkins with the 3 on the feed from Brown.
The official went down there in the pandemonium as Quinnell Brown was trying to chase after him and asking for a foul again. But,
yeah, I don't think there was any contact between the official and Brown, but Brown was chasing him to talk to him, and the official slipped and fell. So Thornwood survives a scare here in the semifinals. Eddie Curry and the number 1 ranked Thunderbirds, their date with destiny intact. They'll have a chance for a state title tonight as they knock off Morgan Park 49-46, and they'll take on the winner of our game coming up between Schaumburg and Lyons Township. And again, Dave Bernhardt and Bill Hitt will have that call for you.
A tough loss for Morgan Park. They had a great game plan coming into this, but Thornwood came out on top.
And our sideline reporter, Lee Hall, has corralled the big guy, Eddie Curry. Lee, take it away.
All right, Casey, thanks a lot. Eddie, your team showed a lot of heart out there this afternoon, down 10 points rather in the second half. You fight back and win.
Yeah, I mean, we're the type of team that's just not going to give up. Even when we were down, we still had a goal in mind. That's to win a championship. We had to get past this game. This is a key game for us.
Tell me about Melvin Buckley's play there in the second half. He hit some big threes for you guys.
Yeah, he always hits big threes. Melvin Buckley's just that type of player. He's a crunch time player, and if we ever down, we can always look to Melvin.
First half, they played some good defense on you personally. Were you getting frustrated at all, or you just stayed with it and got after it in the second half?
Right. I mean, I'm the type of player that if I don't get in the first half, I'm going to get in the second half. So I know if I stay consistent and keep doing the same thing I'm doing, they're not going to play as hard all game.
All right, Eddie Curry, thank you very much. Kevin Hayhurst, great job by your team coming back this afternoon. Have you been in this position many times this year, close games like that?
Well, we've been behind early in a few games, but never this late, and by such a good team as Morgan Park. They're a great team, and they're very, very tough to defend. They're so fast from baseline to baseline, and, you know, Brown is just impossible to stop when he wants to get to the basket.
If ever there was a question about your team being a one-man team, you answered it again today.
I thought, you know, we got a lot of kids that can step on the floor and play ball, and it's just not Curry out there, as I've been saying all along, and he'll be the first to tell you that. Not only on offense, but on defense, it's been a team effort.
All right, Kevin Hayhurst, congratulations. You'll play for a state title tonight. Let's go back to Casey at the table.
All right, thank you very much, Lee. Good job there with Eddie Curry. And Matt, what a fourth quarter for the Thornwood Thunderbirds as they came in needing a big turnaround in the fourth quarter. They were down 7. They outscore Morgan Park 16-6, and their two big guns stepped to the plate and delivered. They've been there all year. Eddie Curry with 4 fourth quarter points, and how about Melvin Buckley? 7 points in the fourth quarter, 16 for the game. We talked about one of the keys was Buckley had to be big here this afternoon for them to advance, and it happened.
And Curry said it very well. This team never gives up. They never panicked in this situation. They got down by 10 points, and most teams would have just packed it in. But they've had, as we talked about in the pregame, the target on their back the whole season. They just stayed with it and came out with the victory.
All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. It was certainly a terrific first semifinal game. We're looking forward to a great second semifinal game coming up as Schaumburg takes on Lyons Township. Dave Bernhardt and Bill Hitt will have the call, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these messages from your local station.